Hey everybody, it's Andy here, aka Montolio, and we are back for a vintage challenge in a new exciting world with the Fantasticar. And everybody is playing this deck, and for good reason. It looks like it is living up to its hype. I have seen a number of players put up some good results with it. I know that player I am actually level 1 has put up back-to-back 5-0s on video. I know one of which has been released, and the other one is on their Twitch VOD if you want to watch them. And it truly does showcase how powerful the deck is. And the Fantasticar has already made a very powerful top of the metagame Raker more powerful. There's a number of examples of them turn oneing people with Fantasticar. And long and short of it, I don't expect this card is likely to be around that long. But that said, of course, it's fair to give a card a good shake and see whether it can be managed in the metagame because, of course, Vintage has more tools than any format available to be able to handle something like the Fantasticar. And this is what we are going to do to start out. The reason I'm playing this is one, to see whether we can actually combat the beast of Raker. And I have generally felt like I have a pretty decent positive matchup against Raker, preceding Fantasticar being printed when I'm playing Dimir or Esper. I don't know how the Raker player feels about it, but that's how I feel. Despite the margins are slim, I do feel like maybe I'm a 55% favorite. Play draw does matter, of course. And we have tailored this deck to bastardize the Raker matchup. Now, do I think it's actually going to work? It remains to be seen. But that's one reason I'm doing it. The second is that I have not wanted to fork out the money. I usually don't bat an eyelash at spending money on new powerful cards in the vintage format because I want to play them and the benefit outweighs the risk. I'm not as concerned about losing the money. But I am truly early on not expecting this card to hang around very long, and therefore I don't want to waste the money. And second of all, it is just a rare. They've got tons in stock, but lots of people are buying it because it's really exciting. In I think literally just the Eternal format, specifically Vintage. So I think GoBots is lining their pockets as they should be, and the card price is going to plummet very quickly. Just in general, that is my interpretation of it. Rares generally in new printings do not stay elevated in price around $55. So we'll see. I mean, if the car does hang around for a little while, obviously I will purchase it. But I'm going to go back and try this out. And we're calling this one the car killer. Yeah, I know it's a little bit funny. I'm probably going to get run over, but we have loaded up on being able to control what my opponents are doing. And this is about as counter heavy as a build as I've ever made in Blue Black Dimir. Now, we've got 3 Mind Break traps, we've got 4 Force of Wills, 4 Force of Negations, 4 Spell Pierce, 2 main deck Consign. That is a lot of hardy counter magic. And it's going to be able to handle lots of different things in the metagame because we're able to load up like this. The deficiency of this deck, of course, is that it's basically going to roll over to something like a Hexing Squelcher. I think that's probably its biggest deficiency. We just would have to get really lucky to be able to beat something like Dredge because we've just cheated in all aspects to be able to accommodate these changes. Like I'm not running Brainstorm, I'm not running Daze, I'm not running Undercity Sewer, I'm not running a Nihil Spellbomb like I normally would. So we're doubling up on rods. Like there's in the main deck, we've got Pithing Needle to be able to handle Tezzeret out of our Urza Saga. So there's a lot of facets to this deck that make it powerful in the Raker matchup, but also make us dogs to other matchups. So like I'm not running the main deck Seal in this one. Of course, I'm not running Flow States like I did in the RCQ last weekend where we put up a fairly solid 6-2. And so there's pros and cons. You know what makes me laugh is that for those of you that follow Vintage, I believe it was the player Medvedev that when Mono White was just running over the format, I don't know, like 2 years ago, and it didn't matter how much you did to combat Mono White initially, it still could beat you with their Stone Cold Nuts opener, as it still does today. But I know Medvedev made a deck with like so much hate in the main deck. It was like they had four of those, whatever they're called, the Exalted Knight, the Black Knight. That's one black, one colorless. It gives it Exalted 2/1 protection from white. You had four of those in the main deck amongst all sorts of other removal snuff outs and things like that. And they did end up top eighting, as I recall, but they ended up losing to mono white initiative. It was like, four Virtues Rune in the sideboard. It was really funny, and we're kind of doing a similar thing here. We are targeting a metagame that we know we are going to see today in the Vintage Challenge. Of course, uh, I don't know how many people have actually bought Fantasticars. We're hoping to run into the Raker matchup all day long. That's what we want to play, but there's no guarantees. The other day I loaded this up, something very similar to this, and I ran into Lurrus PO and Lurrus Control as my first two matchups, and of course I got rolled in both of them. So, of course, mirrors are really bad for me because we're just not set up for that. We're really set up combo like in the mirrors. Mind break traps and force negations are just horrendous. Spell Pierce is very limited in value. Same with Consign. It's like we would just be, and no rods. We're just such a dog. But we're metagaming today, and we are gunning for what I think a lot of people are going to be playing, and we're going to see how we end up doing. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you hanging out as always. Please do like, comment, subscribe. I'll try and get back to everybody. And yeah, we'll see you round one. Okay, guys, here we are in round one. We've got our great looking hand if we're playing against Raker. We have Negation up. We pitch Ancestral, Mind Break Trap into a Null Rod. These are all really nice setups. Of course, we are on the draw. This would be far better on the play. So we're going to do some learning today, guys. I leave with a caveat that I may not play this optimally, as there is going to be a nuance as to how you want to interact with Fantasticar. I'm not sure if I should be countering it every time, or like you get into a panic when they're playing it. I suspect that that is the case, but I would put this somewhere near like when Oracle was first printed. Yeah, I was just about to say Defense Grid is a card that scares me. So that's 1-2. They've played their land. They would have to play out. Like, they're going to be hard pressed. I don't think I should let this resolve. I've established I'm not going to let it resolve. It's now a byproduct of what do I want to pitch? Do I want to get rid of my Ancestral? I don't think I have the luxury of doing that. I think it has to be the Mind Break Trap. I'm not thrilled about it, but yeah, okay. Now, something I am somewhat concerned about is getting wastelanded. And therefore, I'm going to lead with the wasteland, and I am going to play Null Rod. Now, if they do play a Fantasticar here, we will have the potential to also Fatal Push it, which is good. Okay, same with Raker. I probably will take the opportunity to do that here. Of note, their last build, they were on Wasteland. Now, if they're copy and pasting the meta, Wasteland is not currently being played. I did take out my undercity sewers in this build. Hopefully they don't play anything impactful here. Raker would be unfortunate. I'd have to counter it. Yep. Not happy about it, but it is what it is. I will fetch. Now, I think this is just a time to get Lurrus going. I hope I do not get punished and have to counter a Fantasticar, but Defense Grid is the one card that can nullify what I'm trying to do in combating all the spells with my counters. Now, of course, I can counter it, but it puts me at a deficit from being able to counter important cards. Now, my sideboard mapping is not great, guys, because I am so overloaded on trying to combat what my opponent is doing. Like, I think that I can probably cheat on my land somewhat. I don't know if I can go down to 15 or not. That is maybe a little bit suspect. Maybe we have to go to 16. Now, on the draw, I know that Spell Pierce is just not quite going to be as effective. I don't think Time Twister is where I need to be. You don't really want to replenish them. I've got 4 Null Rods here. I think Momentum Breaker and Snuff Out are pretty good. I think Needle's pretty good. Like, I would like to fit all of these in. I think Fatal Push is the lesser of the removal. We probably, I don't necessarily want to cut all of them, but I definitely think we could cut Cataxian Probe. Bring in the other Snuff Out. I think I would like to have a Fatal Push. In all honesty, I don't know that Misstep is really where I want to be. I normally like Misstep against Raker, being able to get a key spell like a Sensei's Top, but I have 4 Null Rods, guys. Like, I don't feel like Sensei's Top is where I'm picking my fight. How do I feel about this? Like, I think where I lose is to creature matchups. And I do like the free removal because I'm desperately trying to combat what they're doing. Okay, we've run out of time. Let's see this. We've got 1 push, which was more than I was thinking we were going to be able to get in. I don't think I can keep this. Much, much better. Much better. Now the question is, what do I put back? Fatal Push only can hit Raker, which I mean is fine. They have Mulligan as well. It's a little risky putting the push away here. Yep. Hope they don't have Wasteland. Oh. Maybe they're looking for a Wasteland here. That's kind of scary for me. They just conceded. Yeah, they know I'm playing the card killer. My hand was not great. Like, there was a lot of things you could have done to disrupt me there. Like, had I got Wastelanded off my blue, like, you look at that, like, I was pretty dead. I obviously, would have eventually drawn the Sapphire, but I would have, of course, tried to get the Null Rod down before that. But I don't think I would have had the mana to do it. Actually, I probably wouldn't even have got there because Saga would have been in. So, yeah, interesting. But, yeah, I mean, that was not perfect, that second hand, but my first hand certainly was quite a bit stronger. We're learning this stuff on the fly, guys. Okay, guys, here we are in round two. Unfortunately, we've run into a PO player here, very likely. Oh, no reveal. Okay. Did we win the die roll? We did not. I can't ship this in good conscience. We can pitch the Twister, and hopefully we get to untap and use Spell Pierce. Oh, Sphere Shops. Yeah, I'm not crazy about this. Sphere Shops, I would have reacted differently here. Free ball, yeah, that's bad. All right, well, let's see what happens, guys. We could get rolled here pretty quickly with a Trinisphere in play. Saga is definitely one of the ways I get rolled here. Okay. All right, let's see if we can find a land and play some Magic here. All right, we are going to lose there. The good news is I think we technically should have a good game against Sphere Shops. I do think we want Snuff Outs. I think we want Momentum Breakers. We definitely want our Consigns. I think we could use Push. Possibly a Nihil, possibly a second needle. It's a lot to bring out, but definitely can cut probe. Misstep traditionally is not great against them. Don't think we need Twister. It's probably somewhat of a flexible spot. In all honesty, I probably can get away with not playing Vexing Bauble. Like if we're using all of this counter magic, I like it. I didn't hate our opener against it either. They just had a really powerful opener. Like three ball is a card that is pretty tough to beat. That's a mulligan. I'm not happy about this, but we're probably going to lose. But try our best here. Put it on Black Lotus. So we need land. Looted Delta is a really good pick, actually, which is exactly what I hit. Oh, that needle's savage. Well, I guess this is my play here. I'm going to flash my Bowmaster in. Ooh, Academy, my God. At least I have my mana floating. I don't think they see it. guys. Come on. How dare anybody play anything other than car shops? Just dead. Evidently, I forgot to record my round two, or I started and stopped for some reason. And I do apologize. I ended up playing Siolfo, who was playing their Esper PO deck, and we won 2-0. Unbelievable game one. They just had us completely and utterly dominated, and they had a Sphinx of the Steel Wind in play. We had a Lurrus, and I was dead on the attack back, and I had a. They were at 5 life, and I had a Bowmaster in my yard. Like they had like 30 permanents on the table. Like it was just completely insane. So I flashed the Bowmaster and dealt them one. I drew a Bowmaster for the turn and dealt them another one. They have lethal on the stack, nothing I can do, and they lost their mana crypt flip. So it was a pretty sweet win. Okay, we are in round 3. No Lurrus reveal. I'm going to keep this. My opponent has a recent 5-0 with, or a 5th place with Countervine, which would be absolutely terrifying. They're mulliganing really low here, so it very likely is Countervine. Very reliant on my Urza Saga here. I guess I have Bowmasters. I do have Bowmasters, I guess, which can be pretty tough on them. So hopefully they didn't find a Bazaar here. They did find 7, but we're going to lead with the Saga, and hopefully that can get us to... they did find the Bazaar. Okay. No squeeze, which is awesome. I don't think I need to fight that. That actually was a really good draw. And next turn I can have a Bowmaster up, so... Oh, they did find the Wasteland. That's actually really huge, keeping me off black mana. There's a squee. We are on a hunt for a black mana source, guys. That is not it. Yeah, we're looking a little tenuous here. Now it's getting scary. Yeah, they got another master. We are really losing. We need to find a black source quick. I guess that's something. But they do have 2 squeeze going, which is really scary here. As I say, like, the reason this deck went the wayside, Cradlevine, or squee counterpine is because of the presence of Bowmaster. And Bowmaster will take over this game if I can get it into play. Okay, I'm going to make this resolve no matter what. They only have one card in hand. And we will proactively do it here. Yeah. All right. Well, we got pretty lucky there, them mulliganing to Oblivion. But we have some tools here. Now, naturally, I wasn't taking this into consideration when I was building my deck today. Grafdigger's Cage is pretty bad. I also think Fatal Push is very mediocre. I think Trap is pretty bad. Null Rod is horrendous. Force Negation is pretty bad. So we got a lot of bad cards here. I could see some world where Consign is reasonable. I mean, do we need 4 Consigns? Definitely not, but they could stop squee triggers. Maybe I'll bring in a couple cages. I guess I'll bring in maybe 1 or 2 pushes. I guess push better than anything we've got here. Pithing Needle, Vexing Bauble. We want our lands. Probe, fine. Okay, let's try this out. Like, we have some very powerful hate pieces against them. But we have a lot more fluff than we would normally have in my regular build of this deck. It's not optimal, but Wasteland is very good against them. They've kept their 7, so that's going to be very hard for me to be able to combat them. But let's see. Like, if I do neuter them here, let's hope they don't have a hollow one. They do. Okay, I cannot stop it. Second Bazaar, yep. Now, I don't know that I'm going to have the luxury to Wasteland here again. I guess I'm going to try. Noxious. I don't want to scoop quite yet. Like, I do have Tabernacle in my deck. It might be, it'll be a natural draw at this stage, but 10, yeah. Value not losing the life here. It's a little unfortunate my opponent is playing this deck, but I can see why they are playing it. Like, these Raker decks are running around, and like it should be pretty well positioned there. It's fine, yeah, okay, that's going to get me. But this is like obviously not what I'm wanting to play against. We're going to need to get a little bit lucky. We have the tools. Look, I've got the Bowmaster. It's a little bit loosey-goosey, but yeah, they went down to 5. That's not the worst. I think we'll take a peek at what they're doing. They had the misstep. They're not even interested. Do I get my Saga going? The problem is that when I wasteland them next turn, I will not have the ability to spell pierce. That's the issue. Because I do want spell pierce to be able to stop their Noxious Revival because their hand is not doing much otherwise. Of note, Force of Vigor does hit my Saga here, which is not great, but let's see what they do with this Vine. Okay, they dump the Vigor and the Vine. So let's hope they did not find a second Bazaar. Yeah, this they did find it, but they have the misstep, right? I'm going to make them use the misstep here. They're low on resources here. Now, they could find a Force of Will, of course, but I will have Bowmaster. I don't see any reason to wait here. I know they have the Snapback in hand, too. There goes Snapback. Okay. So we're losing. If we can fade Wasteland, it goes quite a ways. This does feel like counter magic that they're doing. Do I pull Lurrus here? Like, I'm planning on shutting this Bazaar off here. Or going after their graveyard, one or the other. I'll make a decision depending on what they do. Probably should have played a fetch land there to fill my delve. I don't know. It's a tough one, guys. Like, I don't know that constructs are doing much for me here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I really punted by not playing that polluted delta. They do have a vine in their yard as well, which is somewhat problematic for me. Against my better judgment, I've decided to pull Lurrus here to give me the option to try and get that Bowmaster. Bowmaster is definitely one of the ways I can wiggle out of a tight spot. Okay, they had the vigor. That was a mistake. Well, now I have Frog next turn. We just have to keep trying to fade them here. Triple. Oh boy. They have 2 cards in hand here. Triple squee. Play a frog. Here you go. They do have to be careful because I am able to fly here. Now, I could be in some trouble too, but so they have 1 vine coming here. To be honest, I like all my cards. I'm not keen to discard any. I think I take the hit from the Vengevine. Look at that. They have 5 cards in hand. Two of them are masters. I know that. I'm going to play the Lurrus out here. They still have a master and 2 unknown in hand. Okay, they've got negation. So they got my Lurrus. But next turn I'm going to have a dig. And they ended up having to pitch 2 of their masters. So it's not the worst for me, guys. Like the dig through time, as long as it resolves, is pretty solid for me. Obviously sad to lose my Lurrus there, but well, they have Fury. Yep. Okay, well, let's see. I mean, I am going to wasteland them here. I mean, that's not even debatable. And let's see what we can find. Like, this is a really great opportunity for me here. Now, all of these cards are dead. I think I take Demonic Tutor and Twister and try and find a land. Do I do that to try and just bullet them? I could play the frog out this turn. That does buy me some substantial time. I think I'm going to take Psychic Frog and Demonic Tutor. The Psychic Frog is going to hold the other guys back here. I understand that they're getting Master, but hopefully they don't draw a counter spell. I think Tabernacle will really help me here. Just doesn't matter. And we just have to hope they keep missing on Bazaar. They're at 7. I can just kill them next turn. These are not relevant. Oh, nice. Okay. Nice. I will force to make sure the bobble resolves. Yep. All right. Good win for us, guys. Really good win. Okay, guys. Here we are in round 5. Did not win the die roll, but I have a pretty decent hand here. We do have double counterspell into Ancestral, so I'm not going to complain. Do I want to counter this, guys? Makes my Wasteland a lot worse, but I do have Null Rods, 2 main deck Null Rods. I think we're going to save it for a bigger spell. Yeah, so there's Grid. We do have to counter that one. Yep. Yep. Maybe a little late on that one, but I do think we Ancestral here. I don't think they'll have a reaction. Okay, I could Vexing Bauble now, but I do take myself off of Force, which I don't think is correct. I like these cards. I hope I do not have to Force here, but I very likely will. Raker, yeah. I could Frog here in Wasteland. The Consign is just likely to be very good against what my opponent's doing. It's just a matter of can I buy enough time to get a threat. I feel like I get rid of the Frog here. Hopefully they don't have much else. Oh, they do. Oh boy. Wish I played that Bauble now. Yeah, that's devastating. I mean, what was the likelihood they were going to have the Lotus there, right? They have a lot of damage on the table here between the Mana Crypt and the One Ring. I mean, it's not likely to favor me, but I'm just going to let them draw here, guys. Try and get a key spell. It's not optimal, but yeah, okay. Like a Bowmaster would be my best draw. Or No Rod or Bowmaster would be my best draws. Probably should have drawn a card there. Yeah. That was a big mistake not doing that, but okay. Raker, yeah. Think I have to give myself a chance to win here. They can just cast another ring here, but can I actually let this Fantasticar resolve? I don't think so. I realize I could die here, but I just don't think I can let that in. Yeah, they got double top. All right. I guess I should have drawn, right? And that wouldn't have worked with their vexing bauble. All right, so we want these. What don't we want? Did not see a wasteland from them. Don't think Twister is what we're looking for. I feel like Fatal Push is okay. I don't think I can cut all of them, but so we need to make a couple more cuts here. No, Vexing Bauble is pretty reasonable on the play, but I just have so much counter magic that I don't know that it's necessary. I honestly don't know that I should be having Vexing Bauble in this deck. Because I'm playing so many null rods that even getting rid of it is the parachute isn't even there for me, so I just don't know that it's worth it. Hard to know what I want to cut here. I like all of this, and this is what I'm saying. My sideboard mapping is not phenomenal. Believe it or not, I think I'm going to cut a frog. Bowmaster is a little bit more versatile, and it's quite good against what they're doing. This is a matter of how much do I want to keep this Force of Will. I do feel like turn 1 Null Rod is very powerful against them. The issue I'm more faced with by doing that maybe I have to cut the Time Walk. I can't really put a land away because it just really inhibits me if I can't have a turn 2 play. But like, I don't really feel like it's an option not to turn 1 Rod here. I believe it has to be the Time Walk. Hopefully they don't have a wasteland. I mean, one of the ways I can play around this is just by getting an island. That's what I do. Just in case. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I wish it was a blue card. Okay, shields down. Well, insofar as that we do have a snuff out. Okay, they're going to get a portable hole. Oh, nice. Oh, they're probably putting it on Wasteland. Wasteland would be a phenomenal draw here. Okay. It's going to be hard for me to kill that Tezzeret, actually. I don't really feel like I can let that frickin' Fantasticar resolve, but got 3 mana floating. One card in hand. Okay. If they take it, they have a second Tez. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with where I'm sitting right now. I mean, the Null Rod is looking very strong. There's no doubt about that. I need them to brick here. This is okay. Raker is a pretty good one. I can't get through. Yeah, that needle's really pulling weight here. What are they going to get here? Chalice on 2 is strong. There's not much I can do about it. I don't think I wasteland here. Fantasticar, I guess, is a reason to wasteland. That is one of the ways I can get through Chalice is with consigns. We need a bit of help here. That does not help. Okay, I'm not thrilled about this, but we're going to have to take their workshop here. I know they have all sorts of mana, and I'm taking damage now. Like, Sapphire was a rough draw. Yep. My removal's not great here either because I have Snuff out. Oh, they have the ultimate? Yeah. Notice panel. Okay, a little bit of a disappointing loss. I just got a little bit under the gun in game one, and game two here has, once again, had to mulligan decent tools. Okay, guys, here we are in round 6. I think we do have a win and in here. We've got really good breakers. I guess the question is what are we playing against? If it's Raker, like this player has been doing really well with Oath recently, but Oath does not play well into a Raker metagame. I just don't know. Oh my god. I think we have to mulligan this. I love that I have the Null Rod. Okay, this is much cleaner. I do not have a black source currently, but I will get 2 looks next turn at it. That's close between Frog and Demonic. I just don't know which one's better. Okay, this is Raker. I cannot stop that. This is probably very bad for me. I will have to trap this, unfortunately. I just hope they don't have anything else. Like, we're hoping that we're using this for mana to cast the next spell. Oh, lucky. Okay. Let's take a peek. I will pay the life. 3-ball is really savagely rough on me here. But I am going to wasteland them. I have another wasteland for their workshop here. And hopefully we can lock them. Yep. Now they're going to fly in for 4 here. There's not much I can do about that. Oof. All right, let's hope that we can find a land here and that they do not. Okay. That was a great land to find. I don't think I hold force up. We can do that next turn. I could wasteland that. I feel like I probably should try and kill them here. We just have to hope they miss here. Time Walk is actually pretty decent here. I can't really do it unless I get a Lotus, but that might be enough. Let's see. So what happens if I burn a Lotus here? I'm going to hit them for 4, so 5. I'd put them to 15. I'd put them from 15 to 10, and then I'd hit them to 2, shutting off their Ancient Tomb and their Mana Vault. Yeah, it's worth it. Who's got the Fantasticar? We got Construct 4/4s. Okay, so we're playing against Raker, and everybody seems to be playing. Well, we'll put them up here so we can see. Everybody seems to be playing Argenta Masticore and Rakers. Now, Momentum Breaker is really bad if they have got specifically Raker out and they're able to use it, but it does very cleanly get Masticore, and so therefore I think it is worth it. Take a Twister here. On the draw, I think Spell Pierce is not quite as good. I do think we can probably take out a couple of these, and of course Vexing Bauble is not great. I did cut Misstep the one time. I just don't know if it's right. Like 4 Null Rods, the cards that you're countering with Misstep, maybe on the draw, it's worth keeping it to slow them. I think I'm going to cut a Dig Through Time. I'm going to try it this way this time. Obviously, Dig Through Time is a very good card. But really what we're just trying to do is survive and then take over the game once I've run them out of gas. Okay, I mean, this doesn't have... So I've got a turn 1 Frog with Time Walk. I have a Misstep. Is this enough? I feel like I'm going to try it. Like, I don't want to start panicking. Like, if they go for a 1-drop here, Misstep is pretty good. And hopefully they don't have a Fantasticar here. Okay. Snake is actually shockingly good here. They're on snakes. I think I'm going to just time walk. Try and get into some removal here. I could lose from here quite easily. Just it's funny how that one play just the one snake just foils me here because of course I don't have a ton of removal in my deck. And of course I do not have an answer to Raker. So they've gone the creature route on me here, which is so bad for me. Do I care? I don't know that I do. Like, is that the land I'm worried about? I guess. Let's do it. I don't know. So they can't really attack in. I guess my question is like, is there a reason to Bowmaster? I don't know. I don't think so. And we're gonna have to get a bit lucky to find some of our removal. Oh, for God's sakes. So here's the thing, like Null Rod is not looking great here for me. Like, how much do I care about Null Rod right now? Like, I don't necessarily think it's worth doing. They're just going to trade there and just chump, so I can't really attack. All right, pass here, guys. I'm going to try and be patient. I'm not loving my position here, but yeah, there's the Masticore. That's very, very bad for me. All right. Mm-hmm. We still have some outs. It's not great. I honestly just think we're kind of past Null Rod. I don't know. Like, what am I trying to draw into here? There we go. Sure. I guess it's snuff out or kind of bust here, but I do need to answer this thing. Okay, that is actually really good. There's a snuff out. Like, I can't really take a gamble and let them discard their card, right? No. All right. We still got a game here. I think it's just better for me to play my stuff out here. Obviously, I'm thinking about flying my frog and making it bigger and things like that, but hard casting a force is not nothing. I think I'll counter that. Okay, we'll be patient. Don't really like the double fetch here, but like going down life is no joke. But I just have to hope I find removal. Yeah, let's see if they attack in. That would be so good for me if they did. So the problem with the Fantasticar here is that they can animate that and fly it at any point in time. But I think that's the world I'm living in. They got to be worried about a Bowmaster here. So I have to chump one and kill the other. The frog does give me card draw, but the flesh raker is eminently killing me. but that means that they can. I mean, the truth is they're both really bad for me. But this stone coil holds me back. I can actually kill both. And I am going to do that. That's massive for me. I still have to vie with this Fantasticar, and it can just kill me very quickly. But okay, that is something to shut down a trigger. Let's what's going on? Wasteland? I do like that. That's actually really big for me. Obviously, I wish I had some removal here. I don't like that. I'm gonna need some help. Oh, that's funny. I mean, it's not the worst. I'd have to go to one, meaning my force is off, but getting rid of this can stop them from casting something, perhaps. And there's life gain. Okay. All right, let's see if we can fade a turn here, guys. Okay, guys, here we are in the top 8. We did get in. We had some really strong breakers today, and we landed in 7th place. This player is a Tinker player. One of the things I'm somewhat concerned about is that they do run, if they're running the same list, a couple main deck Hexing Squelchers, which is not something I'm really gunning for today. We have answers to them, certainly in the main and the board, but um, let's see what happens here. I do like my hand. Okay. Hopefully it's not a Raker. Hopefully it's just Tezzeret. Well, actually, I don't even know if I want a Tezzeret to resolve because it would stop my Lotus. Hmm. Will be interested to see how many cars are in the top 8 Fantasticars. So it is a raker. I'm going to force this, and I'm going to try and enable a frog here. It's pretty good. Okay. I'm not complaining about that. I'm hoping I don't see a ring here. Mystic Forge. Okay, that's not a ring. And they peel the emerald off the top. Okay, they're exiling. They've removed a workshop. Key, okay. They're going to do their forge again. Okay. All right. No rod? So let's say they go to 10. 3, that's 7. And I can maybe win the following turn. Just trying to decide how much I actually want to discard here. Definitely discarding an island. I think this is what I'm going to do here. And we'll see from here what I get. So the question I'm faced with, I am going to play the Pithing Needle. I believe where I put the Pithing Needle is on the 1 ring. I can shut off the forge. Like if they had a ring, I think they would have played it. But do I just shut off the forge? I think I'm going to. I'm in a pretty tough spot here. I will leave these 2 cards in my hand for Frog. Okay, that's very helpful. I'm losing the flip there. Okay. Yeah, they're probably going to be able to do it here. Let's see. Only 2 cards in hand. It's a matter of what they get blindly off the forge. Now they got something else. Okay. It is a ring. Okay. I can't deal them damage, and they're going to deal me a ton of damage. So they did get it to work, and I am going to die to that with all likelihood. Yeah, frustrating. Mystic Forge is a really strong card. And they have a Mana Crypt flip. Not sure why my land won't play here. I'm just going to see if they make a mistake here with my Bowmaster, like flip their ring or something if they lose the flip. They did not. All right, we were in that game. I mean, this is the matchup we signed up for. I know I'm making crazy cuts here, guys. This is the world we're living in. I have double force. I don't really like this hand very much, but I cannot in good conscience send it back. I am somewhat nervous only having one land, but we're going to have to hope we find a null rod here at some point. Hopefully they don't have a grid here. Wow. Really? That's a weird play. Do they not have anything? I think I'm going to counter this. Call me crazy. Wow. It's a nice draw. I don't know that I didn't play a land. I'm going to play frog here, guys. I'm going to gamble. I have to try and get ahead here, and Bowmaster is not really what I'm looking for. Okay, they did have a dismember. All right, well, I can't stop that. I'm somewhat nervous here, but we need to find a blue card here. Or a null rod would be very nice. Going to thin. I'm just going to get going about my business here, guys. I could pull Lurrus here, but I'm going to do that next turn. I have to hope they keep bricking, and hopefully these Saga tokens will close them out quickly, and we find a blue card before they do anything. Okay. That is a blue card. Okay, they found a land. I'm just going to kill them here. I killed them here. Yeah. All right. I do think I messed up a bit more on the play. I'm a little nervous to take out the Fatal Push, to be perfectly honest with you. Spell Pierce is a little less effectual when you're on the draw. Hmm. So I've got the turn one trap, and there's somewhat of a reasonable chance it works. I also have a snuff out, but what becomes a problem is they play the workshop car, bang, 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 I'm dead. I don't have the ability to counter the car. My turn one play will be land, go. I could strip. I have a creature covered. I'm going to keep this, guys. There has to be some element of risk when you're playing this deck. Okay, I'm not thrilled about it, but they've turned my trap on as I stand. Now, they can cast Bobble, but I feel like they're going to try and cast a big spell here. Oh, top. Okay. Not going to counter a top. Can I actually strip mine them here? No, I can't. Because if they raker me and I don't have a swamp in play, I lose. I don't like it, but it's where I'm at. Yeah, vexing bauble. I feel like I counter this. Their mana is spent. And that is artifact mana floating, so they maybe can play a monolith or something, I don't know. Interesting. Nice, okay. Null Rod would be really good here, guys. They have a lot of mana. I don't mind Consign. Do I Wasteland them and Consign their play? I can Wasteland their Workshop. I know they have a top on top. I do have an answer to the Raker. But I also like building towards the Demonic Tutor, like Ancestral or something. Like Null Rod is really strong here, but I just don't know that I can take a turn off to do it, right? Like they're going to see quite a few cards between the Tezzeret and the Sensei's top. Like I don't think I'm quite there yet. I'm going to opt to Wasteland here and try and slow them down. If they play a creature, I have the Snuff out. Can untap their Monolith, yeah. Okay, they've got another top. Well, they drew the top, so let's see if this is a Raker. Top, yeah, okay. They're just pumping up their Tezzeret. What do I do about Tezzeret here? Guess I can counter the ultimate. Is that how that works? I am going to need a Null Rod here because these tops can do a lot with the Fantasticar and Tezzeret here itself. The Pithing Needle does help too. I could shut off Tezzeret and see if they go for an ultimate here. I've never countered an ultimate, but that's 7, right? So if they have nothing else here and they no other mana, I think I can counter the ultimate. Nope. I cannot. That's brutal. All right. Well, so once again, these are very important decisions. I could fetch, and I could treasure cruise. I'll have no mana. I might draw into a force to protect me, but that's not ultimately what I'm looking to do. Um, I could also treasure cruise next turn and hold up consign to memory this turn. I could also demonic tutor for something like a Black Lotus. Have mana up that way, but that doesn't really work either. I think I'm going to hold up consign this turn. The ultimate is a pain for sure. I may inevitably ultimately have to. I will replicate here. There's no reason not to. I don't think they have missed up in their deck, but so they're going to have to untap it. Null Rod, nope. It's pretty good. They spend their mana here. I can fatal push that. Oh, they found mana. Shoot. The issue I'm faced with here, guys, is I don't really want my opponent to put permanence in play. Now, that said, I'm still a little ways away from it, but I do have the ability to go and get a momentum breaker. I can force a will this. Like, is it worth doing that? The Sensei's top is going to be a creature. I'm strictly countering it based on it's a creature because next turn I can actually null rod. Is that worth it? I think so. I think this is my plan is I have to go for momentum breaker. This is a little bit weird, but I think they're going to untap their manifold key here. And does this work for mana? I think it is. It's a little bit awkward if that's not the case. It's something I have to learn. I haven't dealt with the this too many times, guys. So obviously they're making a 3-3 here. Like, do I just momentum break here? I think I do. Does this actually get ahead of it is the question I have. I don't know what option I have here. I could get a psychic frog. And I can start flying over and drawing cards. I don't know. I feel like the momentum breaker is actually pretty reasonable here. If I find a land next turn, it's extremely good for me because it allows me to play a Null Rod and Lurrus. Okay, they're going to give me a turn reprieve by the looks of it. I do think I cast Psychic Frog now. And then we'll cast Null Rod. All right, let's hope, guys. Okay, dismember. This will trigger my momentum breaker. Or my speed anyways. They didn't do it. Oh, wow. I don't know what happened there. I have to admit, I do get confused between Stifle and Consign sometimes. Given the amount of times I've played Consign, you would think that would not be the case, but like I just wasn't sure if I would be able to counter that ultimate on Tezzeret. Now they have the Dismember. Okay. So what am I looking for? I think forces are fine. Land is really good here. I think I'm going to do Lurrus here, and I'm going to put the Pithing Needle on Tezzeret. Okay, starting to buckle a little bit under pressure here. We got to watch our clock. I've got a long way to go here. My computer's very lagged. Like trying to look up the name. It's Tezzeret Cruel Captain, right? Yeah, okay, I got that one. And once again, if I find a land next turn, I can play Lurrus. Okay, they did find something. That sucks. So it is a 3/3, but it's got Summoning Sickness. Land? That's rough. So I can start chumping this thing. Like, can I actually afford to play this Lurrus out? What if they have a Dismember? How much does Frog matter? Frog probably does matter. All right, I'll pass. I'm going to sacrifice the Momentum Breaker here. We're going to just hit them. Okay, that at least allows me to hold up Spell Pierce. It's a little risky, guys, but I think it's okay. Go. We're not going to take any hits from this thing. Yeah, this is a big turn here right now. I just need them not to resolve anything. Oh, they had mana. Damn. Yep. That is really, really bad for me. I need to peel something here. Okay. Do I just take that? I think so. Wow, what a big hit. If they don't kill my Lurrus here, it's extremely good for me. If they do kill my Lurrus, it's pretty bad for me. Oof, I don't like that either. So now they can search, but I might be able to counter it if they don't have a land. And they do need to keep a card in hand for Fantasticar. So I have a good chance at being able to counter what they're doing here, because if they don't have other mana, my Spell Pierce is going to be on. So we might have turned a corner here. Mox Pearl, yep. Never thought I'd see the day I'd be so excited to counter a Mox Pearl. They attack, I block with the Bowmasters, and then I kill their 11/11 Manticore. That's the plan. Oh! Yeah, I can still do it. Phew. Okay. I don't have mana up to sacrifice my thing here, but it's pretty good too. Take their workshop here, and we're going to attack Tezzeret, killing that. And let's see if we can wrap this up here. That resolves. They get a 3/3. Yep. Okay, we got a good shot at this here, guys. Yep, I'll let it in. All right. Nice win there, guys. Momentum Breaker was the key there. We beat an ultimate on Tezzeret, which was looking quite improbable. And we also got through a Manticore, a little bit lucky on our stage, but on our side, but I'm feeling like we navigated that really well. See you in the semis. Okay, guys, here we are in the semifinals. Be interesting to see what my opponent is playing. I know they have been most recently playing the Esper Tinker deck with Mentor and Balance, that sort of thing in it. And I feel like we have, in general, a very good combo matchup. It's possible that they've moved to Raker as well, like a lot of people today. With like 4 flow states, 4 stock ups. So we'll see what we're up against. No Lurrus reveal here. Our hand is quite nice. Obviously, no Rod is extremely powerful in certain circumstances, so we may have some levity to not have to fight over that. We do like our hand. The mind break traps today have just been really good. I almost ran 4. No, we We do have to hope that we don't get hit with like something like a vexing bauble here, but you can't have it all sometimes. Our hand is quite good otherwise. Not thrilled to see a probe here. Yep, that's in. What did they just play? Land pass to turn off my mind break trap, and they untap and play car. So I was very strong there. Yep. Not thrilled about this. That was really big, me losing my fast mana there. Ooh, jeez. Double tomb's pretty painful. So we are 100% looking for a land here. It's a spot like this that I really miss, Undercity Sewers. That would be tremendous for us. Missed, but Spell Pierce is not bad. They don't know about it. I cannot stop that. So we are indeed playing against Raker. I know I have Null Rod, guys. I just think I don't want a second Raker coming down here. The world of playing into Wasteland is past. I don't know if they have it or not, but because we are so choked up on mana here, we just need to play to our colors. Oh, that was a good one. I'm going to likely overdraw here, but I just think that's the world we're living in. I do have to find mana. Okay. Discard the one they know about, and yeah, hopefully we can find our way back into this game here. We are definitely wanting to avoid another Raker here if we can. A ring we can live with. Okay. They have Tezzeret. We're in big trouble. Let's spell one. And this does look like a Tezzeret here. Okay. I can't trap that right. No. We were just a turn behind on land there. I feel like we were in pretty good shape if we were able to get the Null Rod down. Okay, well, like we've done all day today, I do like our sideboard plan here fairly well. Let's go. There is an argument to be made for keeping Twister, but I just feel like their deck is so explosive. It's really scary to do that. Okay, guys. It's again, my mana's a bit shaky, but the hand has a lot of stuff going for it. And if I can get to untap here and cast a frog or a bowmaster, that's fantastic. So I've got a lot of security here. Now, one of the things I don't want to see is the defense grid or a bauble come down because it will force my hand, but I'm just really wanting to hit all the proactive spells, unless I sense true weakness from my opponent. And of course, I will counter things like Grim Monoliths. And okay, so this is likely a Raker, is my guess, or is it a Fantasticar? Once again, I'm just because of my mana situation here, I really need to ensure I have blue and black. So I really hope they don't have wastelands. Uh, I think I can just trap that. Okay, missed again. I still have double force though. Hopefully this is not reminiscent of last game. Nothing. Okay. Well, they are showing me a lot of weakness on mana here. I think I'm going to gamble one more turn before wastelanding them. I'd like to get some pressure on them. And I still have the ability to force if I need to. Okay. Nothing. Could be on Dismember. Wonder if they're baiting me here. Like, they're not casting anything. I don't know. Okay, that was great. Hope I don't get punished for leaving that academy, but okay. Grid. Not happy about countering this, but it's not worth me leaving it. Let's see. Okay, well they must have some. Oh, must have something. I'm a little bit sad to see more mana come down here. This is a ring, a Fantasticar. Okay, that I can live with. I think. Did they trigger it? They did too. Oh yeah, I'm gonna lose for sure now. I literally don't have any outs to this. All right, well it was a good run, guys. I felt like our deck was fairly well positioned against them. I felt like we almost had game one here. We just literally needed to untap. They had the Bolt Key, and we would have had the Null Rod down and stabilized. And this game has also suffered from us not having mana for a turn. We lost a turn there. But yeah, we bit, I guess. What did we counter there? The defense grid. But I had to do it, otherwise I was dead. Anyways, but yeah, anyways, I think we did pretty good against Raker today, all in all considered. I'm not sure why my opponent is being so slow here. But yeah, guys, as always, I do appreciate you hanging out. And please do, if you haven't done so already, like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, guys, we are going to see you next time. Let's see what we draw here with our frog. Going to see if we can hit a time walk. And we did not. All right. Yeah, I have to go back and watch that one. I'm just wondering if we did something we shouldn't have done there. Like, should I, like, they obviously had lots of mana in hand. This is where I was talking about the beginning of the video, is that we are learning, and I am not processing yet that I need to be considering the Fantasticar when my opponents are sitting there with multiple cards in hand. And um, that was the case there. My opponent took me a little bit by surprise. I wasn't expecting it, and I did not think that they were gonna. I was gonna trigger there. Not that I could have done anything to stop it, but it's more getting my head wrapped around that this is going to be around for a little while. How long is debatable. It's really powerful, but I hope today was an example of what you can build in the current metagame to be able to try and combat these decks. Now, I know my deck is unreasonable in how it is made, and that, you know, 2 main deck Null Rods, 3 main deck Mind Break Traps, 4 Force of Wills, 4 Force of Negations. Like, look, you know, double Consign main, 4 Spell Pierce. Like, we are built to try and fight that deck. And it worked for the most part. Like, yeah, we lost to Raker a couple times, but we certainly beat it a couple times. And yeah, we lost to the Fantasticar a few times as well. But like, once you get control, it's there's lots this deck can do. So anyways, guys, as I said, please do hit the like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And we're going to see you next time. Take care.